Hi guys, you're welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Yvonne Princess Shabango. If you are new here and you want to be part of the graceful, the beautiful, and the wonderful family, you're welcome to like, subscribe, share, and comment. And voila, you're part of the graceful, the beautiful, and the wonderful family. And today we're back with another episode of Employment Wednesdays, where we discuss all things employment, all things job hunting, job searching, elevation in your workspace, anything to do with being an employee and also being an employer or an entrepreneur. So today I've got a guest and I'll allow her to introduce herself.
Hi guys. Okay, I'm a bit shy. I've never done this before. But yeah, my name is Linani Nkomo. Actually, my name is Lwazi Nkomo. Many know me as Lwazi. So I'm currently doing my PhD at UJ, and okay, just completed my master's obviously, and I'm also the long mentor at UJ. So that's it about me.
Okay, guys, never I'm serious. I'm a PhD candidate. Or like in a couple of years, about DR doctor. Imagine. So yeah, today we're going to discuss our journey in our masters, right? Like I said in the previous video, I don't know if I mentioned it, but when I was speaking about previously 2 videos before this one, right? I was speaking of things that you can do to keep yourself occupied before you find a job, right? And one of the things is actually doing a postgrad degree. It doesn't have to be a master's, it can be a diploma in whatever, but we opted to do our masters, right? And we did our masters in different circumstances. She did her masters in a year, and she did all her modules, her dissertations, and all of that in a year. I did mine in 2 years because of work and other commitments. So we're gonna go into that. I'm gonna ask her a couple of questions. And then also, you guys, if you have questions, you can leave your questions in the comment section. We will attend to them in due course, right? So the first question I want to ask you, Wuti, like, have you ever, as a undergrad, is it something that you anticipated that you would do your master's degree, or even go as far as doing your PhD? Is it something that was written somewhere in your vision, or it was a thing that rocked up?
It was actually part of my plans because I'm an international student. I didn't mention that.
Yeah.
So for me to actually do my articles, I need to have permanent residence, and for me to have the permanent residence, I need to do my PhD. I need to have a PhD.
Sure.
So yeah, so it was definitely part of my plans. I didn't see myself getting articles or any work after my LLB. Straight to masters.
Yeah, so this is another helpful information for all the international students. If you feel hopeless and all of that, it's not the end of the world. It's like not so hopeless. You can always go the route of getting your master's, getting your PhD, and then I think also it makes it easier for you to get citizenships or get like a job and stuff like that, the whole procedure. So you can still further your studies. And I think the nice thing that I love, I don't know if you're on a bursary, but I know with UJ, like there's always bursary opportunities, whether you're an international student or whether you're a local student or whatever the case may be. All you need to do is ensure that you're a star and you are involved within the faculty that you're studying in, or just within the school, you know, because you never know who you will meet. Okay, so now it's sort of like you were mandated to, if you had it any other way, would you still go for the masters? You would rather be like, "Hey, it's
I would. I think those days you actually need a master. Not really need, but it's an added advantage because everyone has an LLB, you know. So it's like just have that unique thing, just be different to someone.
Out.
Yeah, because everyone's actually, not everyone, but almost everyone is doing masters. So I think that is also something I would have done, you know. And also on that note, you mentioned bursaries. There is quite a lot actually. I've been on a bursary since my 2nd year. It's offered by the International House. They pay about 30k of your fees, and they pay registration fee as long as you just keep doing well, you know, just keep getting your maybe 75% average. That is perfect. And then also the SRC actually also offers registration fee for international students.
Yes. Oh, so now it includes international, because I thought it was just for local students, but like you guys know now, at the beginning of the year, don't drop out because, oh no, I don't have funding. Just start. I always say I'm an advocate of starting. Whether you have the money is not a factor. It should never be a factor. There's always means to get around these things, and now I love that they're now more inclusive. That is why I love UJ, guys. Whenever you get a chance, study at UJ. Very inclusive, very cultured, very accommodative. all kinds of people, rich, poor, middle class, all of them. We are all there, and we always get the best of things. And I think it's one of the most practical universities, right? Okay, fine. And then tell us about your journey. How was it hard? Was it easy? Like, is it what you expected? Was it undergrad vibes? Like, how did it go?
It was definitely not undergrad vibes, guys.
Okay.
Like, one thing I would say, me and my friend Felicity always advise people do it part-time, because I wasn't doing anything. I was just a tutor, and I had to do it full-time. And it was bad, guys. Like, the pressure is a lot.
But you know the other thing that they didn't tell you guys? You can do your master's in 2 years. It's still full-time. Yes. You're thinking, and you know, I only realized this now I did 2 years because Vela, I felt like, you know, it can be quite a lot, right?
Yeah.
But when you read the brochure, it tells you for your masters to be full-time, it's between 1 and 2 years, because they know that most people that do the masters are like working and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then if part-time, it's 3 years. You have 3 years to complete, which means you can do one module, and then you do a dissertation. But 3 years is a very long time. That's like, you know, so tell us more.
Okay, so I was saying, honestly, I'd advise people to do it 2 years, because full-time, okay, it's a lot of pressure, it's a lot of work. Masters is not like undergrad where you can just browse through cases. You need to understand the cases, where you can just read summaries, you know, media summaries, and be like, I'm cool. No, you need to read the 100 pages. If it's 100 pages, understand. And the time you find that in that 100 pages, you can only write like maybe 3 sentences, and that's it.
Yes, that was my issue when I was doing research. You would read a document and you feel like, there's meat. But when you want to put your idea into paper, you realize, no man, there's no meat here. Like, there's nothing. Like, zero, you know, it's just 2 sentences. And more than anything, because also you have to read quite a lot. It doesn't mean, a lot of people think writing a dissertation and masters and all of that is copy and paste. Masters now, you force yourself to expand. You need to bring up your own fresh ideas, your own thing. So you can't just copy and paste from articles. Yeah,
so guys, honestly, so the time that you need is a lot. Like, you need to focus, you need to do research. You know, research, you can't browse through research. You need to do the right research. You need to know sources. You need to know how to write. So I really advise you. What I realized is, I didn't take it very much seriously, because I underestimated. I thought, no man, undergrad I did this, I'm gonna do this again. And that really cost me, because you realize late that, no man, you need to work extra hard, and the lecturers can just do so much. It's like they do 30%, and the rest 70% is on you. So you need to use your postgrad center. Definitely use that. You need to learn.
I'm so embarrassed. I've never used the postgrad center, guys. Don't be like me. Kids, we just. But guys, do things the right way, because sometimes it gives you so much pressure. Like, I know I've always been, and I think that's the added advantage, right? You see, I'm like, generally I'm not an average student, right? So you always think, okay, I've got this. You take it for granted, but you feel the pressure, and it affects your mental health. Because had I taken time to go to the postgrad center, to utilize the library as I should, I wouldn't, because I almost dropped out. Like, I'm not even capping. The last month of submission, I felt it with everything. It just became so overwhelming. And every time, I remember saying to my friend, I'm like, I always say, Ngigo got very child because of this. Every time I attempted deregistering, network would trip. It's like, God knew, I promise you. And I'm not even lying to say, oh no, I attempted, I'd go on the website and say, you know what, today is the day, and then the UJ website won't be working, or there's just issues and all of that. So I realized God wants me there. And sometimes even if God wants you there, there's only so much you can do. He can't find you preparing. You have to be prepared. And I love what you said, Guti. You have to give yourself time. You have to be present. You have to be there. You have to focus. You have to do research all the time.
Definitely. So with the dissertation, what I would say is, find your topic on time, guys. Last minute doesn't work. It's not like the assignments where you can say, no man, I'm gonna do this last week of submission and submit. No, you're gonna fail, like, or you're gonna just get grades you don't even like. Find your topic on time. You know, discuss with a potential supervisor. This is my topic. Even before, like, if you do it part-time, you do it probably last semester, right? Yes, you do it last semester. Yeah, last semester.
You know, with I don't know how the 3-year one works, right? But I know with 2 years, right? You do it however you want. If you want to start with the dissertation year 1, you start with it. if you want to do it second semester, whatever the case may be. But whatever you do, like she said, you need to be in conversation with your potential supervisor. And more than anything, I'm saying this to all the undergrads that are going to watch this, guys. Be involved with your lectures, because also it makes it easier to spot a supervisor. And supervisors normally are able to advise on topics also when they know your interest. So if you're an undergrad, don't be a backseater. I know it's very cool being a backseater, but guys, it's not healthy for your career, for your advancement, because you realize a lot of the people, I used to hate it. I'm like, yo, these people, why are they asking so many questions? But I realized they're doing well, and they're able to get references from lectures. They're able to do A, B, C, D, and all of that. I was just fortunate that I ended up being a tutor as well. Then that's when I got involved with my lectures and other students and all of that. But before, I would just be like sitting there, when am I going home? Yes. But be involved, because also the lectures will know you and they won't hesitate. Because I know also these supervisors are finicky about the kind of topics they want to supervise, So at least when they know you and they have a soft spot for you, they're able to say, okay, this topic is uncomfortable, but you know what, let me give it a shot,
Yeah.
So are there any tools that you use that you can say to a person who has a team, these are things that you can use when doing your research, maybe databases, or maybe I remember there's something you recommended to me, like that was so helpful. I don't even know the tool.
Oh
yes, guys, you need that.
Quickbolt.
Yes, Quickbolt. Yeah, you need that. Quickbolt will help you paraphrase.
Yeah.
It will help you also see grammar, because I saw it also corrects your grammar. It works like, what's that thing that we use? Grammarly. Yes, it's similar to Grammarly. The fortunate part about Toolbox is that you don't pay for it. It's like for free, so you'll be able to utilize it, unless if you want to utilize the VVIP. And I mean, Tina, I call Apple, because we have to apply our minds to the things, there was that. And then I know I used a lot of library databases, LexisNexis, Safely, and then which other one? Hennen Online. Then
even Tutor.
Yes, Tutor State. Yes, very important. And then which other one?
Like basically, there are a lot, because there's this international one. Even the international ones.
Yes. Especially also if you're doing a comparative study or a topic that you don't have expertise in South Africa. So it's so much better when you have those international databases. Right?
There are a lot. You guys should use your library. Like I would really advise, use your library. And if you can't go to the library, just email them. They are always available.
Sure.
They'll send you a link where you can find all the databases.
Sure.
You really can't do your dissertation without, or even you can't go through your masters, because with the modules that you do, they'll give you sort of maybe cases like about 50 now, unlike with the 10 that you get in undergrad, they'll give you like maybe 50. You need to know all those cases. So you need to go find the right cases, not just Google them. No, it's not going to work. Find the right cases. So really familiarize yourself with the library staff, or just email them. They'll respond with the links, and then you can get your databases and save your cases.
Sure. No, that's very helpful. And I think, guys, like if you're really not doing anything, you can go for your postgrad. And I'd like to say congratulations for getting your masters. I actually know nobody, guys. And hear me, and me too. I mean, the bankers, the expertise in the banking industry. And and I love that we were supervised by the best in the game. So you can imagine. Also a special shout out to Professor Hugo, Professor Dudoit. Like, they're the best in the country and internationally. I was so nervous when I was doing my research, because I know with Hugo is everywhere. So you can't lie to him. Like, he wrote almost all the articles in South Africa in the banking industry. Like, it's like, I know if I copy and paste these things, going to tell me, this is my work. Why are you doing that?
This is me saying that.
Yes, So, really, like she said, take your time, research, acquaint yourself with your lecturers, be present in class. And if you're an undergrad and you want to do postgrad studies, start preparing for it now. And guys, normalize reading. Because one thing I'll tell you also about doing articles, it doesn't get better. If you're struggling to read in undergrad, you're going to have issues even in your career, because it just gets worse. It's reading on reading. You'll come across affidavits that are 200 pages. You have to read them. Case law that is 100-page, journal articles, and all of those things. So you guys have to normalize yourself with reading. And then, would you say, is there any mental health issues you came across? How did you overcome your fears? Was there a point where you felt like, I'm just giving in?
Not really. I wouldn't say there was a point where I was giving in, but I did face the pressure because I think it's because I knew I needed this. So at some point, okay, the pressure was a lot at times, but what helped was firstly, I had a friend, like we were doing the same thing. We were both doing masters in commercial law, Philly City. Shout out to Philly.
Yes, a special shout out. And congratulations on your masters, you know, at Cinema Bag. Yeah.
So yeah. So at times when it gets too much, we help each other, you know, at times with the sources or with the help, with the work in general.
Sure.
So that is very helpful. And also to have a supportive family, you know, when there's someone people like, hi Ma, you know, I'm struggling with this, please pray for me, or I have a test and I feel underprepared. You know, you've got this, you know. So to also have a supportive family and also just be around people, you know, are so inspirational. It made me, especially when you see people who are making it in life and then they're around you, so you also want to be there. So it motivates you to keep going. So I would really say maybe at least just know people, you know, maybe if you're
network. I keep saying, guys, network as much as you can. You it won't take anything away from you. Be involved with people in your profession, people that are ahead of you, people that are below you, or whatever the case may be, but be involved. And I like what you mentioned, and this is how I always know I have the right person on my channel, when a person says at some point they have to pray, because these are the things that I preach week in, week out. You have to pray, you have to show up excellently, you have to do your research. And she mentioned research. She mentioned that at some point she would call her mom and say, Ma, please pray for me. And I love that you also mentioned that it's important that you have a very good support structure, you know, because I know a lot of the times my parents' prayers have kept me, my grandparents' prayers have kept me, my relatives, my friends, and all of that. Because sometimes you can't hold space for yourself. There's times where it's really just so hard. You don't even know what to say to God because you feel like you're failing Him as well. And then, but if you have people around you, those people are able to pray for you. They're able to encourage you and stuff like that, right? And because this is an Employment Wednesday segment, okay, tell me 3 jobs that you've done you were uncomfortable with.
Uncomfortable with?
Like, it's not the normal. It's like, I mean, guys, you can let genius land, right? I think I'm dangerous.
Thank you.
Genius, right? So you can imagine looking at your academic record with so many distinctions, and then you have to go and, I don't know, have you ever been a waiter? Like, what kind of jobs have you done? Yes.
Oh, yeah. Actually, I've been a nanny at some point.
Oh, nice.
That's the worst.
But babies can be quite a lot, eh?
There were a lot. I think maybe it was the age. I mean, one was in grade 1, and the other was almost like crash grade sort of.
They were showing you flags.
I was like, no, I don't want to do this. Like, no.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So I think I love that, Guti. Like, for instance, it was uncomfortable. But that's another thing, guys. Have a vision. I love what you said as well, Guti. Sometimes you want to give in, but you realize you have no choice. You have to show up. You know, you have to do what you have to do. A lot of things depend on what you have to do. You know, sometimes you look at Guti. We're not all from rich families, wealthy families. And even if you want to quit that nanny job, you think, okay, now my mom has 2 other siblings that she's looking after. I can't also be a burden. You know, you want to be helpful. You want to assist your mother and all of that. So, yeah, and you've been a nanny, and then what else?
I was a nanny until I got to do my first year, so because I wanted to raise money. And then after that, when I was doing my first year, I wasn't on a bursary. So it's a lot, you know. I know international students know to get your visa, you know, the medical aid that are required and everything, and the 30% fees. So I was a waiter, but I used to do that weekends, you know, in those sort of events.
Yes, promotions.
Yeah. And then after that, lucky enough, I managed to get a job as a tutor at UJ.
Okay.
Guys, the jobs are there. Like,
they
are there.
In the next video, we are going to discuss how you can apply for being a tutor, how you can become a law mentor, and then maybe we're going to touch on, like, you know, assistant lecturers and stuff like that. But yeah, jobs are there. And I always say, continue searching and ask. That's the thing, guys. Even on social media, when you see us, if you see I'm from UJ and you're also from UJ, ask me. Hi Yvonne, I've seen that you were once a tutor. How do I go about it? You know, ask. Follow your lectures. Like, you know, don't abuse them. Don't abuse us. Because I remember at some point, all first years will bombard you. When they see you in the library, they want to speak to you and all of that. But just be respectful about it. But follow us. Ask us questions. We'll be able to assist you in every possible way, right? And then to a person that is searching for a job, what would you say to them?
don't give up. You know, like, don't give up. I'm one person. Actually, I have a testimony regarding this. So I know I'm an international student, so getting articles is hard. Not that it's not possible. It is. LOSA actually allows you to use your study permit to do articles, but obviously you can't be admitted as an attorney. But law firms, you know, have sort of their preference. So I always apply. I've been a tutor, but when I see an application for articles that a law firm is looking for this, whether it's a big five, whether it's any law firm, I apply, guys. I always apply. And before I didn't get responses, but things changed. You know, when I was doing my LLB, now I started getting responses. You know, but then when you tell them you're an international student, then it becomes okay.
Tricky.
So now when I was doing masters, I started getting interviews. I got interviews. And then I remember I went to one, the Herbert Smith one, but unfortunately that didn't go well. But cool. And then recently, but you know, when you go to many interviews, you also help yourself, because the nerves go down next time. You know, when you attend many interviews, you get to know what they want, what they're gonna ask. So I went to one early, I think early this year, and then they said, okay, it was a virtual one. They're like, okay, no, we like you, man. Please come to the office. I went there, interview, you know, and then I told them my story. Okay, I don't have permanent residence, but I have study permit, ABC, this happening. They're like, okay, we'll get back to you. Okay, cool. I got the job that I have now as a lawman. And then just this weekend, was it not this weekend, I think on Friday, I got an email from them. They're like, this is an offer of employment. We'd like you, like to take you. These are our terms. All you have to do is just sign. They know I have a study permit. They know this, but they gave me the employment. You know. So
it's so beautiful, and I enjoy hearing such stories. You see now, I think now I understand, guys. This video was so delayed for a very long time. God needed this testimony. I feel like when people hear such things, they understand that it's a journey. It's a journey. Our stories are not going to be the same. Some people get articles right after uni. Some people get articles in second year, third year, but some people have to apply longer. So you have to continuously show up. And I love also what you said. It's something that I believe in, guys. When you get interviews, don't just be like, oh no, you know, whatever. Attend all. I've attended over 16 interviews, and trust me, if you call me any morning and say come interview, I'm ready to rock. Yes, because I've attended so many interviews and I've done so many research in terms of interviews and stuff like that I now know how to navigate the whole thing, you know. So it does help. It does show up. And congratulations, I'm so happy. Like my heart, if you guys can see my heart is jumping like, ooh. So you had the words of hope. Don't give in, don't give up. Show up every day. Stay prayed up, stay showing up excellently, stay researching, do your research and network. And I love that she mentioned Uti. Know people, get involved. Network as much as you can. Like, you know what? This is, I think this is the end of the video from your master's graduates. When you see us show some respect. She's a PhD candidate. I'm on sabbatical from studying because I'm just like, no ways, guys. And you know, with articles, you have board exams. I actually also wanted to enroll for my PhD, but I'm like, guys, I'll see it next year. We can try again next year. I'll be seated with the big guys. You want to joke with the big boys? It's very possible, especially for a black young female. I love to see it. It's really amazing hearing these testimonies. And I remember at some point when we were speaking on Facebook, you were so stressed. How do I find a job and stuff like that? I'm like, oh my God. And generally, she's a bubbly person, right? I knew her from campus. And I'm like, this girl, man, is stressed. Oh, where's the NH, you know? But I love to see that when you look at the journey, it's just been testimony after testimony. And I love that you took your rejection, and I love that you even shared with, I went to the interview, it didn't go well, because often people want to share the glamorous things. People don't want to share the bad things, but I love that she acknowledged that it didn't go well and something better and greater is before us, you know. But okay, guys, we'll catch you in another video, in the next video, where we discuss how to become a tutor at the University of Johannesburg, and also maybe discuss other things that you can do while you wait to find a job, and what you can do in your waiting, you know, what we did in our waiting when we're waiting for the right employment. So without further ado, don't forget to pray for another person. Do not forget to be light. Do not forget to be love. And do not forget to be kindness. God bless you.
Bye.